Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today I'd like to share with you on the topic of Wing Chun under pressure testing. Wing Chun in real fighting. Now, before I continue on, I like to address this. If you cannot take the reality, you cannot face the reality, and you don't want to face reality, please stop this video right now. This video is only for those who study Chinese Kung Fu or Wing Chun who is really serious, who want to know the truth technically and not into those lineage, who is the grandmaster or pose like any grandmaster or pose like go to China to have a tour and then thinking they are the god of Wing Chun or the grandmaster of Wing Chun. Not those type of people, but really serious Wing Chuners, serious Kung Fu practitioner, or serious martial artists from other style. This is to get down to the bottom line, not about who is the king of Kung Fu, who is the most authentic, all those nonsense. Okay? So, if you are not belong to the group, please stop the video right now. It's not for you. And all what I'm saying here is based on science and historical evidence. None is I created. So don't give me your grandmaster or who the best fighter you are. Those are off-topic bullshit. Okay? This is like a war. We talk about nuclear war, nuclear bomb. You talk about laser weapons. You need to provide the evidence in history and science and technology. Okay? There's no room for bullshit. Now, let's get into it. So, yesterday, some Wing Chuners who practice other martial art like BJJ, MMA, discussed with me on test under pressure. So he is questioning me on the Wing Chun 1850 test under pressure. Is it really you can fight all this? So after I heard about it, a bit conversations, I told him I'm going to make a YouTube to share with the entire world what is the bottom line, and that's why I make this YouTube. Now, the very, very simple thing. If one never study and learn the Chinese Kung Fu foundations or Wing Chun foundations clearly, stop to act like know-it-all. Stop to challenge Wing Chun or Chinese Kung Fu. Now let's get to the bottom of the line. Talk fighting? Let's talk fighting. What is fighting? You want to start from the end, the end result. What is a fighting? Fighting is a chaotic confrontations, mutual attacks situation, isn't it? So, fighting is a chaotic attack from both sides situation, isn't it? That's fighting. So if you want to learn about fighting, then you better be able to learn how to fight under chaotic situations. There's no rule there. Now, how about the Chinese? Do they know about this? Fighting is a chaotic situations, or it is like in today's the Wing Chun movies? Putting your hand up there, Wing Chun, and then go back to learn MMA, BJJ. And yet you have no idea what it is. So, fighting is a chaotic mutual attack situations until one party knock off. 450 years ago, 1560s, General Qi Ji Guang have actually mapped fighting is a chaotic situation of mutual attack into the Chinese way of presentations. So the General Qi Ji Guang said, fighting is a momentum change to another momentum to defeat your opponent. And one momentum change to momentum, meaning you're changing the angle of attack, you're changing the distance of attack, and you're changing the level of attack. It is a chaotic situation. So General Qi Ji Guang said, fighting is a one momentum change to another momentum to defeat your opponent. And the change of momentum where the opponent will not be able to grasp it is called superb. So the idea is, in the plain language, is you want to be in that chaotic situation, changing your angle, changing your level, changing your distance for to attack continuously. And you do not want your opponent to be able to predict your next momentum move or next attack. That's called superb. Qi Ji Guang already presented clearly. It's in my book, Kung Fu 1560. This is his teaching. Now, Qi Ji Guang said, if you learn the momentum play, you must test it to see how does it work, how does it doesn't work. But you never ever take it as you are the king of Kung Fu, where you can defeat this guy, you can defeat that guy. The goal is to test out under the chaotic fighting situation where you're not pulling back, what will work, what will not work. Not pulling back is common. Not pulling back doesn't mean that you're going to kill somebody. You look at the Kyokushin Open. It's not pulling back. Okay? So it's such like that. So now, if you want to talk about Wing Chun pressure testing, this grandmaster said that I have to be like in the kickboxing or MMA or whatever. You first need to know what is the Chinese way of looking at this issue on fighting is a chaotic thing. Do you know that fighting is a chaotic thing? Like if you try to rest somebody, who want to rest with you? For example, even in other martial in the Southeast Asia, it's called mixed martial art. It's not this competition. Meaning that if you try to grab somebody, somebody is going to do many things, because not everybody is going to play as what you like. You want to rest him, he's going to rest you? No. The bottom line is, in this chaotic situation, you changing the momentum, you knock him out. And you need to test it. What works, what not working. That is Qi Guang. Okay? Now, so at that time, Qi Guang have this teaching, have translate the reality of fighting into what I just shared with you. Is a momentum play. And you need to test it. But you need to know that you are testing what works, what not works. Is not, you're going to go sparring and you say, well, I'm the king of Wing Chun. Forget about it. Okay? Those are not Chinese. Those are not what Kung Fu is about. Now, as for this changing of angle, changing of distance, changing of level, in Qi Guang time, you know there are long fist, short strike, and the ground fighting, the ground kick, and so forth, so forth. Like today's the dog fist from Fujian, which is keen on the ground fighting. However, since 450 years ago, Chinese Kung Fu all have the long fist, short strike, and ground fighting. They all have. The differences is like, for example, the dog fist of Fujian. They have all these three: the long fist, short strike, and the ground fighting. The dog fist uniqueness is ground fighting. Now, Wing Chun is actually an evolution of this Qi Guang teaching, military training, into the Shaolin short strike in mid 1600. You still can go check it out in the documentations of the Shaolin short strike classic. And then it evolved further into Wing Chun, where we know that it exists in 1850s, the Red Boat in Canton. But the mother art is on the fighting is the Shaolin short strike, and the Shaolin short strike is actually based on what we're talking about, this fighting in chaotic of General Qi Guang. Now, the parallel with the dog fist, Wing Chun have the three: the long fist, short strike, and the ground fighting, but unique in the short strike or close body short strike. And Wing Chun is a all-round art. What is all-round art? Meaning that at the short strike, there are three attacks simultaneously happen. The attack of the legs to the opponent's leg, the body to the opponent's body, or center line or center gravity, and the arms to the opponent's bodies. So there are three attacks at the close sticking body range. Sticking body meaning that you actually stick your body and his body is leaning together. So there's Wing Chun. Okay? You have to have the leg attack where you take out his knee or his inner thigh. Your body is going to take out his body or his balance. Your arm is going to attack his body, his head. So 3 of those have to attack simultaneously, and because humans have 2 hands, so it is a 4-point attack. 2 hands or 2 arms, your body, and the leg. They are 4-point attack with 3 simultaneously level of attack. That is Wing Chun. It never is today you're standing there with your hand only or your arm only, and then you add some BJJ, you add some underhook or whatever. Heck, it's not. If it is not 3 simultaneously attack in, that is not Wing Chun, period. And you know, this is not BJJ, this is not wrestling, this is not judo, this is not MMA. So that is the characteristic or uniqueness of Wing Chun at the time of 1850. Now, if you want to fight, you want to test under pressure, this is what is going on. You test this under pressure. If you don't know this, what are you testing? You go learn some MMA, some BJJ, some Western boxing, and then you say, I test under pressure? What are you talking about? It's like a, can anybody say that they're going to test under pressure in judo, but they have no idea what is judo? It's ridiculous. And does judo do sparring? Of course. But judo sparring is different than the Western boxing sparring. So that is the test under pressure. That's how it fight, how it deal with this reality of chaotic situations of mutual attacks. Now, for Wing Chun, what we just say that, you know, you have the all rounds three level attack simultaneously, or 4-point forearm attack simultaneously, one momentum change to another momentum, as what I just shared with you. That is just a part of the fighting part. You fight, you need to have the momentum type for fighting, how you change from one momentum to the other momentum. However, you need to have another part. If it's like you're racing a car, you need a car. You cannot just sit standing there talking about car, or you have a car with your engine not working, and then you say, oh, I'm going to race. It's not. So, for the Wing Chun, you have that 3 level of training. The nurture chi, the fitness, and the strengthening. In today's language, it is the aerobic endurance training and the anaerobic endurance training. You have that 3 level of training. Yes, you need to have that 3 level of training. If not, you will not be able to have an engine to support that fighting, that short strike fighting, the close body or sticking body short strike fighting, to play the game of one momentum transform to another momentum to defeat your opponent in that chaotic situations. Your body simply cannot do it. So you need the body for these 3 types of training. And within these 3 types of training, you have 2 types of breathing. One is the recovery breathing or the regulatory breathing. Another one is the performance breathing. Well, both of this is based on human biological rhythm. Okay? When you want to train your body, you need to have a base, because it's a human body. You cannot say, I think long enough, I have this mind power, and then I can levitate. There's no such thing. So you want to fight, you better know about the performance breathing and the regulatory or recovery breathing. It's just very simple. When you fight, say for example, not even in the real fight, just in the ring fight. You fight. At that fighting, you are of course using anaerobic endurance, which is you need, and you are using performance breathing. The minutes in the resting sessions, right away you have to get back to the recovery or regulating breathing, because you need to prepare for next round. So in between round, you get yourself into the regulatory breathing or the recovery breathing. And when it is start another new round, you go full force in anaerobic using the performance breathing. So this is this simple, this basic. If you don't know about this, you don't know the fighting part. One momentum transform to another momentum. And if your opponent won't be able to follow how the transformation and attack, that's superb, because you're going to KO him. And that is a generalizations concept. But you need to have, if you are Fujian dogfish, then you know you're going to KO him with the ground fighting, because that is your uniqueness. That is the most you train, that people will not see how the hell you're going to take them out. For Wing Chun, it is this forearm attack simultaneously. That's all round. And then on the other side, you have to condition your body with the three types of training, the nurture chi, fitness, and strengthening training. Or in today's term, recovery, aerobic endurance, anaerobic endurance. And then it's based on two types of breathing, which is the performance breathing, which is for aerobic and anaerobic. When you're fighting, you have to use the performance breathing, because those are the performance-based breathing. And then when you recover, you need to use that recovery breathing, which is based on the full human biological rhythm, where you have the pulse, you have the inhale, exhale, and then the pulse after the exhale, where you don't inhale or you don't exhale. So as it say in the human biological rhythm, it is action is for inhale, exhale is called release, and then this pulse after the exhale, where you are not inhale, exhale, that's called completion state. So you have the action state, release state, and the completion states. While performance breathing is always release action, release action, release actions as is needed to support the performance. Now, for past 160 years is completely mess. You don't have what I just shared with you in the past 20 minutes. You standing down there using your tan pong fook, your sun punch. What the heck is that? How is that? Or your sun punch, your structure, your chi sao. How the hell is that going to face the chaotic situations? Like Janice Chi Chi Guang have present it in momentum terms. How do you train your body? Have you ever trained your body in these 3 states? So, past 160 years, everybody can name their Sifu is the grandmaster, the best grandmaster, the king of fighting, king of this, king of this, but none have this very basic thing I just shared with you in the past 21 minutes. And then you want to add in some MMA, BJJ, or because you have big muscle and then you can beat other people. What the heck is that? Well, what I'm talking here is like a war, yes. Who say that Wing Chun is with like in a movie? Oh, I'm the best fighter, I'm this and that. Who say that? Go check history, it's not that. Okay, I just share with you with history and in the scientific term explain to you what is going on in the body condition and all this thing. Using the term momentum, like the physics. Okay? So you cannot just talking, oh, I can beat you, I have the pressure testing, or I am this and that, and then Bruce Lee. Well, sorry to say, Bruce Lee doesn't even know what I'm talking about in full. He might know about the momentum and so forth, but he doesn't know about the breathing thing. Nobody can cheat, okay? This is a history. Everything under records. So, what is the point to keeping talking about I can beat you, you can beat him, who is the best fighter, and then do your Wing Chun do pressure testing and this and that? Well, you're not doing pressure testing in Wing Chun. You're doing Western boxing. You're doing something else. And do you even know that do you have this training? Like as what I said, that the recovery training, the aerobic endurance training, the anaerobic endurance training, do you even know how to handle the performance breathing and recovery or regulation breathing, which is to conditions your body or based on the endurance. Based on your biological rhythm. So this is what I like to share with you. Today's Wing Chun is very bad. Everybody thinking they can interpret whatever their Wing Chun. Okay, and everybody say, oh, you guys are not doing good for the Wing Chun. I want to protect Wing Chun. Protect with what? What bullshit? Do you even know what is Wing Chun? What is Chinese Kung Fu? Have you even trained in that? Or you just go practice some MMA, BJJ, kickboxing, and then Western boxing and lift some weight and you come back, you say, I want to play justice in the Wing Chun. Everybody is wrong, I'm right. Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? Those type of mentality, you won't even make it an expert in the art of like Western boxing, in Olympic judo, Olympic karate. You don't even be able to touch what is the core, the important point. So today I released this too, right? The fighting part, the body conditioning part. If you don't know this, you don't even have the very fundamental of Chinese Kung Fu Wing Chun. Leave alone to make all this claim fighting and so forth. See, fighting and it talk about Wing Chun is a different stuff. People is very good in street fighting. They are good in street fighting, but we talk about Wing Chun, we want to talk about what the heck is going on. And Wing Chun is based on military training. Okay? So I hope that people have a straight mind instead of thinking that they can define whatever they want on Wing Chun. And pulling this grandmaster, that grandmaster, Bruce Lee, and then who cares when you go into the street on what is your name, what is your grandmaster, or how good a fighter you are? Who cares? As what I always mention. 450 years ago, there are no such thing as a king of Kung Fu in China. Why? I explained before. Qi Guang at that time have invented the Mandarin duck array of formations. You can get the Japanese samurai warrior, and they can have a training about 5-6 common soldier to take that Japanese warrior down. In the street, isn't it the same thing? Who's going to play with you like in the ring, in the competition sports? The name of the game is chaotic and take you down. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you all. Come on, get a. We need to have a clear mind when we want to talk something, or else just nonsense, and it look really ridiculous, and it look like a joke. Okay? People can read you. That's what I said the other day. Just look at you. Anybody who's experienced can read you. Do you know about how good you do your performance breathing? Do you even be able to get into your regulatory or recovery breathing? Or do you have it? And like yesterday I said, when you're training in this recovery and the performance breathing, you need to know how your body, your psychological change. If you screw yourself up and the more you train, you got all kinds of emotional problem, that means your training is screwed up. The Chinese know it for hundreds of years. Wing Chun have the technology. So until we know that, we don't know Wing Chun. So am I some kind of grandmaster or know-it-all? No. I'm just share with you what in the book written. So you guys want to read it? All the evidence and scientific evidence there in my book, like Kung Fu 1560. Just read what is the situations of even a bong sao under the chaotic situations, how to play that. When things change, your opponent's going to change when you attack them. And then like the restricting Wing Chun, the decoding Wing Chun, and the Wing Chun Nei Gong Code is all those 3 types of training. Your recovery, your aerobic endurance, your anaerobic endurance, your performance breathing, your regulatory breathing, and the Wing Chun uniqueness, the 4 simultaneous attack. So don't tell me about, we fight close like elbow, that's the close quarter. No, that's not close quarter. You just use the elbow, then you still have a void on your body and your leg, because people is going to attack your body and your leg. Those are not short strike, those are not Wing Chun. In following the historical evidence. So this is what I like to share with you. It's not my opinion or my interpretation. It's written in Chinese classic. Okay? Until one study this, make sense of it, develop it, please don't go thinking that you know it all. You don't. If you do MMA, good, you go do MMA. You go BJJ, good, you go do BJJ. You do Western boxing, good, go Western boxing, but don't act like because you do MMA and then you practice some 小念頭, some 起手, then you are the guy who is the righteous guy, the guy who know it all in Wing Chun. No, you don't know. Okay? So you want to talk about fighting and under pressure testing? Just ask ourselves, be able to know what the heck is going on before asking that question to other people.